Mike, a 35-year-old single father, felt helpless as he drove through the snowy streets of Cleveland. His 10-year-old daughter, Olivia, was in the back seat, staring out the window with a sad look on her face. They had just moved from New York to Cleveland a week before Christmas, and Olivia missed her old friends. No matter what Mike did, nothing seemed to cheer her up. To make her feel better, Mike decided to take Olivia to a toy store on Christmas Eve, letting her pick out any gift she wanted. They went to several stores, but nothing seemed to catch her interest. Mike was feeling discouraged, but then Olivia spotted a small, cozy toy store on the corner.
"Dad, stop!"
she exclaimed. The shop looked different from the others. It had a big wooden sign that read, "Timeless Treasures." The toys in the window glowed with an almost magical light as they stepped inside. The air inside was warm and the shop was eerily quiet. Olivia's face lit up as she walked around, staring at the toys. She picked up an old-fashioned board game and smiled. Mike was relieved to see her happy. "Hello," Mike called out, but his voice echoed in the empty shop. No one answered. Olivia wandered deeper into the store, her excitement growing. Mike noticed a strange clockwork toy on the shelf and picked it up. But when he looked around again, Olivia was gone. "Olivia?" he called, panic rising in his chest. He rushed through the aisles, searching for her. The shop seemed bigger now, and the aisles stretched on endlessly.
"Olivia!"
he shouted, his voice shaking. Suddenly, he heard her voice coming from the back of the shop, but it sounded far away. Mike rushed toward the voice and rounded a corner. There, in a dark corner of the store, sat an old man dressed as Santa Claus. His suit was torn and faded, his beard yellowed, and his eyes glowed a strange red. Olivia was sitting on his lap, laughing. "Olivia!" "Get away from him," Mike shouted, his heart racing. But Olivia didn't listen. She turned to the Santa figure and whispered something. The old man laughed a deep, unsettling sound that made Mike shiver. Mike rushed forward and grabbed Olivia, pulling her off Santa's lap. But the man leaned forward, his smile stretching too wide.
"Be careful what you wish for,"
Santa whispered. Mike didn't wait to find out what that meant. He pulled Olivia away and ran toward the door. But as they left, Santa's laughter echoed behind them, filling the shop. At home, Mike locked the doors and closed the curtains. He tried to calm down, but Olivia seemed fine, almost like nothing had happened. "What did you tell him?" Mike asked, his voice tense.
I told him I wanted my old life back,"
Olivia said quietly. "He said he'd make it happen." Mike's stomach twisted. He didn't believe in ghosts, but something about that shop felt wrong. Later that night, Mike woke up to the sound of laughter coming from Olivia's room. But this wasn't her usual laugh. It was deeper, almost mocking. Mike jumped out of bed and ran to her room. What he saw froze him in place. The same Santa was there, tossing Olivia into the air as if she were weightless.
"Put her down!"
Mike shouted. Santa turned to face him, his glowing eyes locking onto Mike's. The old man began to hum a creepy song, making the air feel colder. Mike tried to run at him, but his hands passed right through Santa like he was made of smoke. Santa laughed and threw Olivia onto her bed before vanishing in a puff of smoke. Olivia lay there, unconscious but breathing. Mike grabbed her and rushed to the living room, but as he tried to call for help, his phone wouldn't work. The lights flickered, and the room seemed to shrink around him. Suddenly, the front door crashed open. Santa appeared again, but now he looked even worse. His red suit was torn, blackened, and smoking. His face was twisted with fury.
"You wanted a Christmas miracle, didn't you?"
He growled.
"Let me show you the price."
Mike grabbed a fire poker and swung it at Santa, but it passed right through him. Santa laughed and raised a clawed hand. Suddenly, toys from around the room came to life, twisted dolls with sharp teeth, wooden soldiers, and porcelain figurines. They all attacked Mike and Olivia. Mike fought back, throwing one doll into the fire. The doll screamed and shattered. but Santa just laughed louder. Mike remembered the board game Olivia had picked out earlier. He grabbed it and threw it into the fire. Santa screamed as the flames grew higher.
No, you can't break the contract.
Mike kept throwing the toys into the fire until, with one final scream, Santa vanished in a cloud of smoke and ashes. The room went silent, and the heavy feeling lifted. Olivia slowly woke up, confused.
Dad? What happened?
Mike hugged her tightly, tears in his eyes. He didn't care about anything else. They were safe. The next day, Mike talked to the neighbors, who told him a chilling story. Many years ago, a man had worked at that same toy shop. He dressed as Santa to lure children, but one Christmas Eve, a group of boys trapped him in the shop and set it on fire. The man died in the fire, and since then his ghost had haunted the shop, terrorizing anyone who came near. Thank you for watching this terrifying Christmas tale. But before you go, make sure to leave a comment with your thoughts on the story. Do you think Olivia's wish was the real cause of the haunting? Or was there something darker at play in that toy store?